So this time around on YouTube, I've decided that I want to be more musically involved, but there's one problem when it comes to that. I don't know how to play an instrument. So we need to do something about changing that. So I decided to go ahead and make a little short trip over to Guitar Center and buy me a ukulele. So let's go ahead and go in there. After browsing around for a little while, I finally found one, and all I had to do left was to take it home. So now that I've got that out of the way, I can finally start practicing and start developing the talents I need in order to make better quality content for you guys. And enough of this ukulele stuff. Now it's time for the real celebration this season, and that is the season of Christmas.
I'm going to say Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now are you, dear old man? Whisper what you bring to me. Tell me if you can. When the clock is striking 12, when I'm fast asleep, down the chimney broad and black, your pack, your cream, all the stockings you will find hanging in a row. Mine will be the shortest one.
Now, Christmas time is usually split up amongst 2 days for me, but this year things were going to be done a little differently. Some of my family wasn't going to be able to make it to the actual Christmas Day festivity, so we decided to celebrate it again a little bit early at my aunt's place. Now, Christmas time is always good for me because I see a lot of my family, and I usually don't see my family that often, which I know is not the best thing, and I really should see my family way more often than I do. I really do love them, and they really do mean the world to me. It's just, I don't know, I get too wrapped up in my life, and it's kind of a downer. And seeing all of them around me at this time of the year just makes me realize how much I miss having them in my life and how I really shouldn't take them for granted so much. And I think after spending this time with them, I'm going to try to do better this year and try to see them all more often than I have been. I guess sometimes it just takes being around the people you love to make you realize that you want them more in your life than they have been. And Christmas time is just a wonderful time for that.
The house with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la.
I had a really good time seeing all of my family again, but there were still a few people who couldn't make it, and I was a little bummed about that. But I got to see them on Christmas Day. So on the way to my grandparents', I picked up 2 of my sisters to take over there. And let's say that was just a fun ride. And that's all I got to say about that. So once we got over to our grandparents', my grandmother had pulled out all of our old photos growing up that she had got from our dad. And looking back on all of these, I remembered what it was like growing up, what it was like living with my dad, all the memories I had, how far we've come, and it was just so weird to see that we were all so little once. We were so young and happy, and we didn't realize what we had because we didn't really realize that we weren't always going to have our father. And that brings me to my point on why I'm not the biggest fan on Christmas time. Although it's nice seeing the family you do have, and you get everyone together, and you all exchange gifts and have a great time and eat, you start to realize all the people you used to have in your life that you no longer have. You lose a lot of your loved ones, either from death or just from life pulling you apart. And it's kind of sad that, we all just kind of lose everyone. But I guess you don't have to look at it that way. Instead of being stuck all sad, you can remember the times you did have. And that's enough of that sad note. Let's go on to our final day of Christmas. One more stop for me, over to my mother's. And this was kind of an important moment for me, because it was not only to celebrate Christmas, but also to celebrate my little brother's birthday. And this is also where I received some really big news. And let's just watch this play out.
Ready? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to JJ. Happy birthday to you. Hold your candles, make wish. Don't tell us.
Tell us what the wish is, JJ. Sorry. Stop, Mom.
Uh-oh.
Hurry, look.
So you guys are probably wondering right about now, what was the big news? And I guess it would be easier just to show you guys. I'd like you guys to take a look at this photo. My sister told me that I'm gonna be an uncle, and I'm speechless. I wasn't expecting this, and I definitely wasn't expecting. You see, sometimes in life, the next step kind of catches you off guard, and you're over here just thinking about that you're losing people from your life, and then suddenly life tells you that it's time for someone new. Sometimes it's time for a change. I guess what I gotta say is life is beautiful, and I can't wait to be an uncle. Merry Christmas, everybody.